here's Rob Dibble.
And joining us on the set is Pat McKenna. He's the NYRA President of Communications, Belmont and Saratoga. Kind of sounds like a massive job, Pat. What is, especially the week of the race, leading up to the race, things like that, how busy does your office become?
Pretty busy. It's fun to be able to be up here. I've been up here for the better part of 2 weeks. A little more accustomed to the intensity of the Belmont at Saratoga here with our second year, but really fortunate to be able to spend so much time in Saratoga. These are the best fans in in racing, some of the best fans in all of sport, as you guys have experienced here today, I'm sure.
We do miss the Belmont Venue, especially for this weekend. And this place is wonderful. We love this place so much.
Yeah.
But give us a timeline of what's going on there and when we're going to get back to racing in Belmont.
Sure. I was just there last week. The construction is moving along on schedule. We will open up that facility in September of 2026. What we've said from the beginning is we have a plan that could allow for a Belmont Stakes in a partially completed facility in 2026, but we will have news on the site of the 2026 Belmont Stakes Racing Festival probably the next couple weeks. So
will the track up there go in last?
Track's going first. No, we started
the track goes in
so we have, let's see, new main track, so new 1.5 mile dirt main track, 2 new turf courses, and a mile synthetic. That'll be the winter racetrack, because it's important to remember, historically we've had 2 venues downstate, Aqueduct and Belmont. When Belmont's complete, we will consolidate all of the racing and training activities to one new world-class Belmont Park. So it'll be a phenomenal facility. The racetracks themselves will be second to none in the world. All the technology that's evolved since the last time Belmont was renovated in 1968 will allow us to really have just the premium racetrack services for these unbelievable athletes, horsemen, and trainers. And the building itself will be a dramatic departure from what you guys are familiar with down that enormous 1.5 million square foot facility. If you put that thing upright, it'd be taller than the Empire State Building. So we've downsized to 300,000 square feet. It'll be a lively, much more intimate setting, and then a ton of green space. And that's something we've learned from being here in Saratoga, is the backyard, the picnic tables, to have a spot where friends and family can congregate, whether it's May or September. Obviously, the Belmont Festival itself is a huge draw. Also recently announced 2027 Breeders' Cup will be coming back to New York for the first time in 20 years at the new Belmont Park. So really exciting time here in New York for horse racing, and really all across the country when you look at the capital projects down in Baltimore, new Pimlico coming, essentially a new Keeneland. They're making some dramatic transformations to that facility, continued investment in Kentucky, and then the new Belmont Park we think will be the crown jewel of them all, selfishly speaking, but exciting, and pleased to have you guys here for yet another Belmont Stakes here at the Old Spa.
Do you think that this is just the timeline of things, or do you think that all of these tracks, yours included, gets a little boost from the pandemic and just the way the horse racing has really become more a part of the culture in America?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been a big part of the culture. I think some ebbs and flows there in the 90s into the 2000s. I mean, you look at a place like this. I grew up here in upstate New York. It's always been what you did in July and August, an afternoon, if you could get away, certainly the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, to be up here. It felt like you were a part of something bigger, and this community has revolved around world-class thoroughbred horse racing since the 1860s. But yeah, I do. I think that the general acceptance of culturally of wagering, bringing it out from the darkness and into the light in so many ways, rise in sports betting, has certainly also benefited racing. You've seen that in the first 2 legs of the Triple Crown, record-breaking wagering in Kentucky, and huge wagering down at Pimlico for the Preakness. So we're in a very good spot. We hope to capitalize on that momentum with the new Belmont Park.